Verbal or life. Um,
How are illegal immigrants benefiting anybody? Like, what's the point of letting everybody in? That was one of the questions that I had. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Don Lemon arguing with Elon Musk, so having a conversation about what's the point of bringing illegal migrants if they can't vote for the president. But they do figure out how to benefit the Democratic Party. But welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel, battling MS. And I just want to bring this information to you guys to get some clarity as to what's going on. Why they're letting all the illegal migrants in. Let's take a look at a clip of Elon Musk speaking with Don Lemon. Let's see what he says. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Can we talk about the great replacement theory now? Some of the things that you post, the great replacement theory, you claim that Democrats, President Biden's immigration plan to open up the border, you said that the president is getting, and Democrats are doing it to get more votes.
They've been saying that. I've heard people talk about the Democrats wants to get more vote. Let's see what Elon says.
But undocumented immigrants cannot vote in federal elections. So how is that possible?
Right. Well, you're conflating two things. One is great replacement theory. The other is, which I don't subscribe to that. I'm simply saying that there is an incentive here. If legal immigrants, which I think have a very strong bias to, at least everything I've read, it's a very strong bias to vote Democrat.
And it makes sense only because it's the Democrat allowing them to come in and giving them stuff. You know, you give a person or anybody stuff like a free meal, free housing, free money, you pretty much got their vote for everything you've done to them and not deported them. But what do you think? Comment below. Because, hey, Democrats are just giving a lot. Let's keep going.
The more that come into the country, the more they're likely to vote in that direction. But it is, in my view, a simple incentive to increase voters, to Democrat voters. And yeah, so the question is like how? So there's a few ways that this works. One is that when the census is done, the census is based on all people in an area, whether they are citizens or not.
Okay, if they go by the census or how many people there are, then yeah, they could get more power. But I mean, hey, that makes sense.
So if there are a concentration of people who came here illegally in a particular state or in a particular state, that state will actually then get an increased number of House seats. So the House seat apportionment is proportionate to the number of people, not the number of citizens.
Okay, so you're gonna get more House seats. That makes sense.
So the illegals overwhelmingly go to places like California, New York, and if you just look at the math, if you look at the apportionment with and without illegals, I believe California would lose. I believe the blue state, there would be a net loss of blue states of approximately 20 seats in the House.
So in order to keep, let me get this straight. In order to keep the number of House seats or not to lose 20, then bring in more illegals into the blue states? I mean, comment below. What do you think? He's making sense. Let's see what Don Lemon has to say.
This also applies to the Electoral College. So you say, like, well, this also applies to electing the president, because the electoral votes are also done via apportionment the same way that House seats are done.
But the reason, Elon, the electoral college is in place is to balance that, is so that doesn't happen. So what you're saying about it is the exact opposite of the reason why the electoral college is there. The electoral college at this point, in our history, gives people who are in smaller states and red states much more of an influence over our election.
And that's what they teach you in school. That's why we have electoral college. And that's the lie that they're trying to hide from us.
than people who are in blue states.
The truth they're trying to hide from us.
It's in the majority of the people in this country. That's what the Electoral College does. It actually does the exact opposite of what you're saying. It protects people who are in smaller states and protects people who are in red states.
Well,
The red states, because they tend to be smaller and less populous.
I think that statement is what you said is true, but what I said is also true, which is that if as is the case, a disproportionate number of legal immigrants go to blue states, they amplify the effect of a blue state vote. And the math, as I understand it, you can research this obviously very easily on it. It's pretty straightforward to research this. But my understanding is that there would be that the Democrats would lose approximately 20 seats in the House if illegals were not counted in the census, and that's also 20 less electoral votes for president. So illegals absolutely do affect the who controls the House and who controls the presidency. It does not affect the Senate.
So there is a point of bringing in illegal to continue to have that power, to continue to have more votes. But think about it. What do you think? Is this why they're letting all the illegals in? And you know what? Elon Musk wasn't the only one complaining about this. Maria Bartiromo also brought in a guest to discuss this wave of illegal immigrants. Here they wrote, Democrat wants these illegal immigrants or these illegal migrants in here to create more electoral power. Since Joe Biden came into office, the estimates are as high as 10 million people that have come in here. That would be 13 extra congressional districts. Ooh. Let's hear this.
But it's just extraordinary that you can't even get your amendment through.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But again, Maria, I think that this proves the motive behind the crime at our border. They want these illegal migrants in here to create more electoral power for them in their blue states. They're basically creating sanctuary cities to be a magnet, so these people will disproportionately flow to these blue states. They're shipping them there as rapidly as they can. Since Joe Biden came into office, the estimates are as high as 10 million people that have come in here. That would be 13 extra congressional districts if you allocated them the right way. This is a tremendous amount of power that the Democrats are bringing in. They're giving their voters, the blue state voters, disproportionately more power than they are giving my voters in Tennessee.
Well, but
so it's becoming more and more apparent why they are doing it. There are some Democrats that are blue no matter who, and they need to hear this. We got to spread the word. We got to put it out there. What's going on? Why is this happening? And how is this affecting you and your life? Again, living here in America is all about the numbers, the number of people. So more people, more power. Democrats are getting more congressional seats and getting a louder voice. But you know what? That's my thought on this. Comment down below, what do you think? Why are they just letting all the illegals in? But you know what? I keep saying, you know why? That's my opinion. Let's all be verbal on live. Comment below. Let's spread the truth. Here I am in my basement fighting a mess. Hopefully I gain your subscription with this video. See you in the next one. Peace.
Verbal. Our life.